ti gbẹ́là pẹ̀lú ìkéde àti ìpolówó ọjà eléyìí tí wọ́n ṣe nílé iṣẹ́ Vicinity 95.3 FM tí ń bẹ lórí òkè téńté nítorí pé ìkéde tẹ́ bá ṣe lọ́dọ̀ wa ẹ máa tàtà jèrè ní sáà káàkiri gbogbo ibi ni wọ́n ti ń gbọ́ wa ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ìpínlẹ̀ Oǹdó Èkìtì ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ èfìmọ́ Kwara àti ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi bákan náà àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ mìíràn ni ò gbẹ́yìn fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé tàbí ẹ fẹ́ so òǹgbọ̀wọ́ kan tàbí òmíràn láwọn ètò wa ẹ pè Adéṣọlá sí 08108629457 08108629457 ìkànnì Vicinity 95.3 FM ìgbádùn yín ló jẹ wá lógún.
ẹ dá gírígírí ẹ máa bù kẹsàárẹ̀ wá.
Vicinity FM 95.3. We lead wild sports.
For added value, Vicinity 95.3 FM is calling on individuals, public and private establishments to advertise their goods and services on Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha, Osun State. With our wider reach in Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, Oyo, Kwara, and Kogi State, we are set to take your products and services to greater heights. For more information on advert placement and program sponsorship, please call Adeshola on 0810-862-9457. 0810-862-9457. We offer only premium services at Vicinity 95.3 FM.
We lead wild sports.
lànà tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ Vicinity yóò 95.3 ní kejìlẹ̀ lànà tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ bóṣù pàṣẹ kéré tó tó ṣọba ìràwọ̀ àwòrán kéré àánú dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ bóṣù pàṣẹ kéré tó tó ṣọba ìràwọ̀ ọlọ́run mà ní lànà tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ Vicinity yóò ọba ní kejìlẹ̀ àtàkù mọ́lẹ̀ sí orí òkè téńté ṣáláwá wà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun láti ṣe bí ọba ọ̀kìn tẹ́rí yẹn lọ́lọ́jà ẹ̀yẹ kìnìún lọ́lọ́lá ìjọ.
We are your connection to the sound that surrounds you.
And I feel like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I hit music belongs here.
I got the keys to the city, baby.
This is Vicinity FM 95.3.
This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha. The time is 6 o'clock. I am Oluwafunke Israel with news nationwide. First, the headlines. Pension Directorate raises alarm in 2025 budget pension arrears gap. Oshiremoteku denies involvement in shooting incident at Ikirun Festival. JAMB releases 2025 UTME results. We told over 39,000 orders of malpractices. Now the news in full. The Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate has raised concern over the inadequate provision for pension arrears in the 2025 national budget recently signed by President Bola Tinubu, the Executive Secretary of the Transition Committee, Tolulope Odunaya, made this known during a court visit to the Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, Taminu Yakubu, in Abuja. Odunaya expressed worry that the 2025 appropriation, which totals 54.99 trillion naira, does not adequately cover accumulated pension liabilities despite its overall increase compared to the previous year. She argued that the omission threatens the welfare of retired civil servants who rely solely on pensions for survival. A President and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, set the record straight on the rivalry claims between his organization and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. He reaffirmed a shared commitment to collaboration in the country's energy sector. Dangote made the remarks when he paid a courtesy visit to NNPC Group Chief Executive Officer Bashir Ujulari at the NNPC Towers in Abuja, where both parties pledged to deepen strategic cooperation aimed at strengthening energy security and driving national prosperity. Dangote felicitated the newly appointed senior management team of the national oil company, describing their roles as pivotal in navigating the energy sector's future. In response, Ujulari assured Dangote delegation of the NNPC's readiness to maintain a mutually beneficial relationship underscored by transparency, innovation, and healthy competition. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said he will not resign from his position despite calls from civil society organizations and other groups for him to step down. Recall, Akpabio clashed with the suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Aduan, representing Kogi Central, over a seating arrangement. The latter was suspended for breaking Senate standing rules, further aggravating the controversy when she accused the leader of the Senate of sexual harassment. Also linked to the allegations is the recent court ruling on April 30th, while the Court of Appeal in Calabar upheld the conviction of Professor Peter Ogban, found guilty of manipulating election results in favor of Akpabio when he contested for Senate under the All Progressives Congress in 2019. Responding to the allegations, Akpabio said he would not allow himself to be a victim of injustice and pledged to continue his duties as Senate President. Senator Nadir Usman led Labour Party National Caretaker Committee suspended the national chairman and secretary of the party, Barrister Julius Abure and Alhaji Farouk Umar, for a period of 6 months. In a statement jointly signed by Usman and the Caretaker Committee Secretary, Senator Darlington Nwokocha in Abuja, the party leadership said the decision was sequel till the findings of the 6-member disciplinary committee inaugurated on Wednesday, led by Senator Ireti Kingigli and I Chief Peter Ame. The National Executive Council of the Labour Party approved the committee's recommendations concerning anti-parties activities in gross misappropriation of party funds by the former acting national chair, Julius Abure, and others. The Osun State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, has denied the false reports circulating in some quarters of its personnel involvement in the shooting of a masquerade follower at a cultural festival in Ikirun, Osun State. The unfortunate incident occurred during the celebration of the annual masquerade festival, where operatives of the Osun Amotekun Corps were officially invited to provide security to maintain peace and order throughout the event. Osun Amotekun Corps Commander Dr. Adekunle Isaac Omoyele explained that during the course of duty at the event, some hoodlums launched an unprovoked attack on one of the Corps personnel in an attempt to disarm the officer. One of the attackers forcefully pulled the trigger, discharging a round from the firearm. The bullets struck an innocent bystander. Public Relations Officer of the Corps, Yusuf Idowu, urged the public to disregard any misleading reports, reaffirming its commitment to protecting lives and properties across the state.
Let me clarify the misinformation that is circulating for days now, where it was alleged that a personnel of Amotekun mistakenly shot at a follower of a masquerade in Ikirun. I want to inform the general public that the information is not true. What really happened is that our men was invited to provide security during the festival, because when they are doing that festival, they used to attack them by the old law used to attack them, and our men was invited and they are there. But during the process, some old law from nowhere came in and they launched an attack on our men, and they even tried to seize to collect the rifle from the personnel. Why the is not releasing to them, but because of that issue, because of that process, that's when one of the hoodlum pressed the trigger from the rifle that the Amateku man is holding, and that's where it hit that but it's not our men that hold the trigger or put the trigger.
And that's the public relations officer of the Corps denying the false reports that its personnel was responsible for the shooting. This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile Ijesha. News nationwide will continue shortly. Thanks for staying tuned. For comments, breaking news, and coverage of events, send an email to vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 081-4365-8302. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Vicinity 95.3 FM. Now, the rest of the news. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board on Friday announced the release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination results, resulting that of over 339,000 candidates. The JAMB Registrar, Professor Isaac Oloyede, reviewed on Friday during the official release of the UTME results at JAMB headquarters, Wari, Abuja. According to him, the seizure of results was due to suspected examination malpractice, as 8 individuals have been probed for exam-related offences, with Anambra State having the highest number of suspects. Nigerian Red Cross Society is set to launch a $1.5 billion Phase 2 of its Saving Lives and Livelihoods project aimed at improving vaccine production and strengthening healthcare systems in 10 states. Phase 2 of the project is scheduled to begin in the second quarter of 2025. The Society President, Prince Oluyemisi Adiaga, during World Red Cross Day in Abuja, disclosed the project is expected to benefit over 65 million Nigerians, highlighting the importance of the initiative in boosting access to life-saving vaccines and supporting public health infrastructure in partnership with the African Center for Disease Control and the MasterCard Foundation. The event featured a roadshow and blood donation drive attended by representatives from the British Red Cross as well as the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society. The Federal High Court in Lagos has granted in the sum of 20 million naira to Ezekiel Oyedikachi, popularly known as EZT, the former manager of gospel singer Mercy Chinwo, over allegations of foreign exchange fraud brought against him. The justice by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Justice Chukwe Jeku Aneke, in his ruling on Friday, ordered the defendant to secure the bail with a Shorty resident in Lagos who owns property of equal value. EZT is facing a 7-count charge filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on engaging in foreign exchange transactions worth 52 million with one Oladotun Olabalju Mureke without obtaining the required licenses from the Central Bank of Nigeria. A gospel record label owner pleaded not guilty to all charges. However, the case has been adjourned to June 20 for further trial. Turns news nationwide. Another look at the headline. Pension Transition Arrangement Directorate has raised concern over the inadequate provision for pension arrears in the 2025 national budget recently signed by President Bola Tinubu. We told you that the Osun State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, has denied the false reports circulating in some quarters of its personnel's involvement in the shooting of a masquerade follower at a cultural festival in Ikirun, Osun State. And lastly, you heard the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board on Friday announced the release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination results, withholding the result of over 39,000 candidates over exam malpractices. That was news nationwide. It was edited by Mujib Olakunle. On behalf of the production crew, I am Oluwafunke Israel. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
Vicinity FM 95.3. We lead Wilder Sports.
For added value, Vicinity 95.3 FM is calling on individuals, public and private establishments to advertise their goods and services on Vicinity 95.3